Scattered across this great country are automotive treasures, collector cars owned by top enthusiasts, rare gems of rich pedigree. We invite them all to come to Autogeek's garage and show off their proudest vehicles, while we get to ask, what's in Autogeek's garage?
Welcome to another episode of What's in Autogeek's Garage. I'm your host, Mike Phillips, and today I have a special guest, Tommy Johnson Jr. Come on in, Tommy.
Great to be here, Mike.
Hey, I know you're a funny car driver, but you didn't get your start in funny cars.
No, I grew up in drag racing. I went to the races with my dad, and I started when I was 8 years old, drag racing motorcycles. By the time I was 15, I was racing professionally on the NHRA Tour, and when I was 19, I started in the kings of the sport, Top Fuel Dragsters, drove those for 10 years, then went to funny cars. I'm a member of the 300 Mile Per Hour Club, the 4 Second Club, and what the biggest thing is, I'm one of only 14 people to ever win a national event in a Top Fuel Dragster and a funny car.
Wow, that's impressive.
I need the speed. I like to go fast.
You got a need for the speed. Well, tell you what, look what we got here today. We've got a 1963 Corvette split one. What do you think of this?
These are fast, and 63 is my favorite year Corvette.
Well, I just happen to have the owner here, too, to tell us about the car. Come on in, Gene. This is Gene Barnes.
Hi, Mike.
Nice to meet you, Gene.
Hi, Gene.
Tommy, pleasure to meet you.
Tell you what, why don't you guys talk about the car? I want to go inspect the paint.
Okay.
Gene, a 63 Corvette, red, one of my favorite cars. Tell me a little bit about this. Are you the original owner of this car?
No, I bought it from the original owner in 1967, Tommy.
1967. So have you done anything to the car as far as customizing, or you've left it stock?
It's basically original. I did put some side pipes on it, but it has factory air conditioning. And,
Air conditioning and a Corvette. That's big.
It's a 4-speed, and it has Kelsey Hayes wheels on it.
A 63. Why a 63? Is there a certain era or a year that makes that special for you?
You know, I always dreamed about this car whenever they first came out, and then I finally had an opportunity to buy it, and it's the only one that I can see.
It looks great to me. Mike, what could you possibly do to make a 63 Corvette that looks this good look any better?
You know, it does look good, but sometimes looks can be deceiving. What do you normally do for car care on this?
Washing and waxing.
Just wash and wax?
Yes.
You know, when I looked at it with the swirl finder light, there's virtually no swirls in the paint. So you're doing a good job on the washing and the waxing step. But when I went to feel it with my hand, I didn't feel too much, but I tried something called the baggy test. Have you ever done this before?
No, I'm certain.
I know, it sounds kind of funny. What I want you to do is come up here and feel the roof with your hand. Feels pretty smooth, doesn't it?
Very smooth.
Okay, now try it with the sandwich baggie on your hand.
Oh, wow, that's kind of like sandpaper almost.
Feels pretty rough, doesn't it?
Sure is.
What this does, don't you try that?
Let me see this.
What this does is that thin film of plastic, it heightens your sensitivity, and you can feel things that you couldn't feel without it. Okay, and what this is, what you're feeling there, those little bumps, that's a sign of what we call above surface bonded contaminants. Now this could be anything like industrial fallout, overspray paint, if you're out there with a rattle can somewhere and it drifts in the air and lands on here, tree sap mist, anytime you have a hot day, all these green trees, they emit a mist, the wind carries it, lands on the car. And here's the thing, you wash the car, but a lot of times these contaminants will bond just like glue and they won't come off when you wash them. So they're there and you're just waxing over them. So let me show you how to remove above surface bond contaminants.
Okay.
The way we do this is we're going to use something from Meguiar's called their Smooth Surface Clay Kit. Now this is a complete kit. It comes with a quick detailer, which we're going to use as a lube. And it comes with 2 clay patties in here and a little plastic container that you can store them in when you're done. I've already taken one of the clay patties. They look like a little bar of soap. I've already taken one and I've kneaded it into a patty. And this is what you want to do. You want to knead it into a small patty, kind of like a small pancake, a wafer. You're going to place this in your hand. And the first thing you want to do is you actually want to you want to mist on some of this quick detail. We're going to use this as a lube. Now these have a safety thing, so you always want to pop that off so you don't pop it onto the car. You just want to come down here, spread this on, and then put this in your hand. And I always show people a little tip here. Put your fingertips past the clay patty, and that way you put equal pressure over the face of the clay patty with your fingers here. Then spray a little bit of the quick detailer onto the clay itself. Then come back and just rub this back and forth, kind of like you would a bar of soap over your arm. And it's a fairly fast motion, okay? It's not slow. And when I first started out claying, I could feel this clay bar dragging. Now after claying for a few seconds, it's starting to glide effortlessly. Okay, that's a sign that I've removed the contaminants and now they're on the clay patty. Look at that.
All right.
Okay, you've been waxing over that. Okay. And here's the thing about that. Those contaminants, they're going to keep the wax from actually getting to the paint. So if you clay your car, you'll do two things. You're going to maximize the gloss because you're going to make the surface smooth again, and you're going to enable your wax to get to the paint so it's going to stick better, so it's going to last longer. Now the kit also comes with a microfiber towel, and you want to come up here and after you clay a section, go ahead and just wipe that residue off, and then you can move on to the next section. You pretty much just need to clay the horizontal surfaces. You can feel the sides of the car, because like overspray paint will stick to the side, but usually it's the contaminants in there. They drift down, they settle on the horizontal surfaces, and that's where they'll bond. Feel that now. Use the baggy test.
You got to throw me.
I need one of these baggies to make my race car go faster.
Smooth as glass, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's ready to put a coat of.
That's a lot smoother. I need one of these bags to make my race car go faster.
You need the clay kit. We'll be right back. Now you're ready to wax. Okay.
What's in Autogeek's garage is being brought to you by Meguiar's car care product since 1901, by Lake Country, pioneering manufacturers of buffing and polishing products sold worldwide, and by Menzerna, the world's finest polishing materials.
What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Strope, Denny Terzic, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners, and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
The best looking cars on the road deserve only the best when it comes to car care. Pinnacle Natural Brilliance.
Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax is all natural. It uses ivory carnauba wax to create a sizzling shine.
Pinnacle literally has a product for every square inch of your car. For more information about the entire line of Pinnacle products and for some valuable tips and techniques, check out pinnaclewax.com or autogeek.net.
Welcome back. Tommy Johnson Jr. is with me. We have a special guest, Doreen Bishop, who owns this 1941 Plymouth Business Coupe. What do you think?
I think it's great.
Doreen, you strike me as kind of a hot rodder. Why a 41 Plymouth? What's the significance of it?
Well, it was the year I was born, so that makes me 70. The car is 70. I like the shape of it.
And where did you find a 41 Plymouth?
In the middle of a field in New Hampshire.
I bet it wasn't in this good a condition when you came across it.
It was no floorboards, no glass, just sitting on the ground, rotting away.
You had a vision what it was going to look like.
Yes.
You were telling me it's got a 350 Chevy.
Correct.
But what strikes me, most street rods have an automatic. What did you want?
I wanted a shifter.
You wanted to dump the clutch
and
pull some
drive
gears,
the
right?
car.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't want to ride in the car. I want to drive the car.
In suspension-wise, it's got a little bit of everything. We've got some Ford parts, we've got Chevy, we've got
parts
Plymouth.
Exactly.
And the color. Why did you pick the green?
Well, green to me is a happy color, and everybody says green is bad for racing and then P cars are no good for resale. Well, she's not going to be sold and she's not going to be raced except if I want to just let my foot go a little.
Yeah, I can see you racing a little bit. It's a beautiful green.
And it's electric lime green.
Beautiful color. Mike, what are you going to do to this car today to demonstrate the products?
Well, I'm going to show how to dry water off a car without ever touching it, okay? And a lot of times, I mean, look at the finish on this. It just glows. They really do a good job of keeping it all polished and waxed up. And a lot of times when you go to dry it off, if you're not careful, you know, your chamois might mar the finish, or it could put a light scratch in. So what I got over here is the Metro Vacuum Master Blaster. Now this is an all steel case, made in America. They've been in business since 1939. So that's pretty cool just by itself, made in America. It also has two 4-horsepower engines, so it has 8 peak horsepower, dual 2-stage fans, and not only does it blow a lot of air fast, in fact, it's almost 60,000 feet per minute, okay?
This is like having your own blow dryer at the car wash at home.
It's like having a tornado in a little motor right there. But it also heats the air, okay? So that just helps to get the water off and evaporate it and get all the cracks and crevices. And that's important for a classic car like this because you don't want water to get in between. Look at all this steel trim here, this stainless steel trim. You don't want the water to get in there and settle, and then it could cause rust where the holes are where it's attached. So if I could give you, I got a jug of water here, and what I want to do is we're going to simulate washing this since we're inside the Autogeek's garage here. So I just throw that water up. I'll put some water on right here. There you go. You're doing a good job there.
I'm pretty good at making it rain.
So this is what your car would look like if you just washed it, right? Just
all wet?
Yeah, all covered with water. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're just going to take the master blaster here. It's got 2 switches. If you only want a little bit of pressure, pull on one. If you want a lot of pressure, pull them both on. So watch this. Hear the power?
I hear it. I heard it kick in. Well, it knocks the water off in a hurry.
And you never have to touch the paint.
It not only helps keeping the water out of all the cracks, but it's kind of the lazy guy's way too. You don't have to do a lot of work here. I like that.
Right. Feel this. Feel the heat. How's that look?
That looks good. I love that the warm air coming out of there. It makes it a pretty easy job to dry a car off.
Yeah, and you got something like this. Again, it's just about preserving that finish without putting scratches in. Use air to dry it instead of wiping a cloth. Using a drying cloth to wipe it off. Hey, we're going to be right back. Check this out.
Blackfire Car Care products are proudly made in the USA and offer a complete line of interior and exterior products to clean, condition, polish, and protect every inch of your car from top to bottom. Blackfire products are formulated using state-of-the-art polymer technology for ease of use and superior performance. Blackfire compounds, polishes, and waxes are famous for creating that deep, wet shine that everyone loves. Don't just turn heads, create whiplash. Visit autopiacarcare.com. Whether you're an automotive enthusiast, professional detailer, or body shop technician, the secret to the perfect shine is machine polishing with Lake Country pads. The key to a flawless show car finish is matching the right pad to the job, and Lake Country has a pad for every detailing project. Lake Country is the industry leader in product development with over 60 years of hands-on detailing experience. When you're ready to machine polish, buy the best Lake Country pads.
Autogeek.net has everything you need to keep your vehicle looking its very best. Mothers, Meguiar's, 3M, Pinnacle, just to name a few. In fact, Autogeek carries over 60 brands with thousands of unique items. The expert staff can answer any question you have about any product via email, discussion forum, live chat, or by phone. The selection is huge, the prices are low, and they ship it right to your door. It couldn't possibly get any easier. Autogeek.net. We are car care.
Mike Phillips here. I've been buffing out cars all my life and teaching classes on machine polishing paint since 1988. And out of all the polishes I've ever used, I've never found anything that outperforms Menzerna polishes for a true show car finish. Made in Germany since 1888, Menzerna offers a complete line of compounds, medium cut, fine cut, and ultra fine cut polishes to create a high gloss finish just like you see here. Check out MenzernaUSA.com.
It's time now for Off the Shelf. Quick tips on detailing your car with Mike Phillips. And brought to you by Meguiar's Car Care Products.
What I just finished doing was removing the swirls, scratches, water spots, and oxidation off the hood of this black SUV. And the reason I did this was because Ken sent me an email asking me how he could start his own detailing business without having to know how to use a rotary buffer. Meguiar's has just introduced a brand new DA microfiber correction system, and it's for use with a DA polisher like this Meguiar's polisher right here. And when you use this, you don't need to know how to use a rotary buffer and all the risks involved with the rotary buffer. It keeps it very safe. Anybody can use the system. Now the system is a two-part system. The first thing I used to remove the swirls and scratches was the DA correction compound. And the kit also comes with microfiber cutting discs. So these are a matched pair. That's the first step I used. After that, I came back and I used the DA finishing wax, and I used a much softer finishing disc. And then I wiped the wax off, and I'll show you the results. With the Meguiar's DA microfiber correction system, anyone can get professional results the first time and every time. Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. Today I have with me drag racing legend Tommy Johnson Jr., and he's up here talking to the owner of this beautiful 1967 Mustang.
Mike, this is Bill Jones's 67 Mustang Fastback GTA. Bill, what is a GTA? I don't know much about Mustangs. I've seen GTs, but what's GTA?
The GTA, the A designates automatic. It's a one-year only designation in 67. 68, they went back to old GT again, no matter whether it was stick or automatic. But it's a one-year designation.
So it designates it's an automatic?
Correct.
Oh, I love it. Now, engine. Tell me about the engine. What size engine do you have?
It's a 289.
What kind of modifications have you done to it?
Well, I got the roller rocker set up, and I got the Edelbrock Performer intake and 600 carb with the, of course, the Edelbrock air cleaners and
camshaft. It sounded pretty good coming in here. So I know it's got a good cam in it.
It's got a mild cam, but
how did you come about this car? What's the history? You obviously into Mustangs. Do you have any Mustang history?
Yeah, I used to live in Pennsylvania, and I worked for a major steel company in eastern Pennsylvania. And my son was coming up on his 16th birthday, and I just purchased a 68 GT Fastback.
For your son?
For me. And while I'm working in the steel mill, my son's at my wife's here, talking her into this for his 16th birthday, which happened. And
so he got it.
He got it. And we brought it to Florida, and a few years later, he came across this car off of a friend's cousin.
I hope he got this for you.
Well, he got it for Moroso's drag strip, but I talked him out of it.
Well, you've done a great job with it. How many hours, how many years have you put into restoring this car?
It took me 13 years total because of my work schedule. Whenever I got a day off, we would devote and do some work on it and stuff, and we took it to bare metal and back up.
Frame up, everything bare metal?
Pretty much, yeah.
New interior, some pieces. I see a lot of it's still factory stock, and a lot of it's been fixed up, but
Correct.
It just looks beautiful inside. Mike, what are you going to do today to display on this car?
Well, this car is absolutely beautiful. I'm back here looking at it. I see some light scratches, probably from wiping over the years. Other than that, it looks pretty good. But what I want to do is I want to share a tip for how to remove these doing what I call surgical buffing, okay? Now, a lot of guys have seen this. This is a traditional rotary buffer. This thing probably weighs close to 10, 12 pounds. Pretty heavy. It's going to tire you out real easy. It's also very large and bulky. What I have here is the Flex PE14. This thing weighs less than 5 pounds, okay? You can buff all day long. It's never going to tire out. The other thing I want to show you is a lot of times you can take the handles off these, and this is what I prefer to do. Now that the handle's out of the way, I don't worry about the handle hitting any part of the car as I'm buffing, but I've also got a very small foam pad up here, and with this small pad and this small compact lightweight size of this buffer, I can get in here and notice there's a panel between the chrome trim around the glass and where the trunk lid opens up. And what I want to do is I want to get up here and I want to buff this out, but I don't want to buff on the high point where this body line is. So what's really nice about this polisher is you can see exactly what you're doing, because you just don't have that large, massive buffer in the way. So cord over shoulder, and watch this. This is surgical rotary buffing. And you'll notice I got a little extension here, okay? And that just helps me to see what the pad's doing. And of course the buffer's out of the way. And I can just get in here and just do some real nice, tight, meticulous buffing. And that's gonna take out all those swirls. It's gonna keep me from buffing on the edge.
It seems like it's real slow RPM, so you can do a nice, smooth job.
That's right. This rotary buffer dials down to 600 RPM on the trigger. If I want to come off the trigger, I'm at 400 RPM. Nice and slow. You don't have to do all your buffing at high speed. Take that, wipe this off. And that's how you can do safe rotary buffing on these tight, thin panels like you have right here. And you don't have to worry about ever burning the edge. And that's going to save this beautiful paint job you had put on here, Bill.
Looks beautiful.
Okay, well that's all for this segment. But come on back as we check out some more cars.
What's in Autogeek's Garage has been brought to you by Poor Boys, polishing and detailing products made in the USA, by Diamondite, the ultimate glass and plastic care systems, and by Flex, the original.
Blackfire Car Care products are proudly made in the USA and offer a complete line of interior and exterior products to clean, condition, polish, and protect every inch of your car from top to bottom. Blackfire products are formulated using state-of-the-art polymer technology for ease of use and superior performance. Blackfire compounds, polishes, and waxes are famous for creating that deep, wet shine that everyone loves. Don't just turn heads, create whiplash. Visit autopiacarcare.com.
For a lot of us, the automobile is the second biggest investment that we make. Now, one of the best ways to protect this investment is with the entire line of Wolfgang Car Care products.
Wolfgang Fusion uses German-engineered super polymers blended with ivory carnauba wax for long-lasting protection with a three-dimensional crystal-like shine.
For more information about the entire line of Wolfgang Car Care products and time-saving tips and techniques, check out wolfgangcarcare.com or autogeek.net.
Amazing results, even in full sun. Now go have fun.
Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. Hey, what happened to my super celebrity? There he is. Hey, Tommy, what are you doing? We got a show going on. Get out of there.
I'm having a flashback, Mike. This is how I started racing, super gas. I mean, I'm enjoying myself right now. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm having a good time.
I'm trying to make things shiny up here.
This is super gas 74 Chevy Vega of Al Ferrari. Nice to meet you, Al.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
Tell me a little bit about your car.
Well, it's a 74 Vega. It has a 355 small block done by J&A Performance with a select transmission, 12-inch Chevy rear, and that's it, 538 gears.
I tell you, I started racing NHRA Super Gas in 1984. That was the first category I got in the cars, started racing in Gainesville, and I had a lot of fun. I mean, go to the races and have a great time, and you want to win, but it's still enjoyable racing. You and your son go out, that's how you got back into it, is having your son go with you. I mean, these cars, my dad in 73 had a Vega racing, so it brings back a lot of history for me. The paint job is beautiful. Tell me a little bit about the paint.
Dave Sanos did the paint job, and Glenn did the designs and the pinstriping on it. And that's about it.
I mean, you know, a 74 Vega looks like it come off the showroom yesterday. I mean, it's a beautiful car. A lot of great racing in Super Gas, a lot of good guys. How fast will the car actually go? Super gas, you got to let off, run 990. How quick will it really go?
It'll go 930s, 920s.
That's what I'm talking about, a little quicker. That's the only thing I didn't like, was having to lift and bracket race. I want to be the first one there, but Super Gas is a very neat class, great looking car.
Thank you.
How many events a year do you get to go race this car?
Well, I have a business, so I last year I only got out 2 times, but I like to go to Division 1 races, you know?
All right.
And usually bracket racing.
How about the engine? I mean, it's small block, but if it runs low nines, it's got a little bit of something done to it.
Well, it's a 350, 30 over. It's got a roller cam, competitions cam. It's got Crowder rods, Crowder crank. It's got all the good stuff in it, but it's a good, reliable motor.
All right. Chrome moly suspension.
Yep, transmission's chrome moly. Has a, like I said, select converter and transmission. And very reliable.
What kind of rear end?
538.
538 Ford, 9-inch Ford?
No, 12-bolt Chevy.
12-bolt Chevy.
Yep.
Very interesting. Perfect bracket car.
Oh,
How many wins you got?
Maybe 1 or 2. That's about it.
That's all right. It's been in the winner's circle. It looks good. It's always in the winner's circle.
30 years I have this car, so.
You've had it a few years.
Yeah.
It still looks absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Mike, what kind of tip you got for us on this car?
Well, what we want to do is make sure he's super slick as he's going down the tracks. What I've been doing is putting on some Pinnacle XMT Series 360 spray wax. This is actually a phenomenal product. It's going to give you maximum UV protection from a spray wax, and it's real simple to use. You just mist it on, spread it around, wipe it off to a dry, high shine, and it's really slick. Now, one of the things, though, we've been doing is going through a lot of towels as we wipe down all the cars here at Autogeek's Garage. And these towels can range anywhere from $8 to $35, okay? And you don't want to just wash these with your regular jeans and towels and things like that, because microfiber, as the name implies, is microscopic fibers, okay? And that helps you to get into all the cracks and crevices and pull the polish and wax residues out. And it's very gentle to the paint. This is something, like you said, a $10,000 paint job. So the last thing you want to do is scratch it. But because these towels do cost a little bit of money, you want to take care of them. You don't want to just wash them with any detergent. So what we have over here is the Pinnacle Natural Brilliance Micro Rejuvenator. This is a special detergent just for microfibers. It has no dyes, no perfumes, and no fabric softeners, which is a big no-no for microfiber when you're washing them, to get them clean, to restore them so you can keep on using them on your car, because you want these to last quite a while for your investment they have into them.
I've heard that. Fabric softener is bad for microfiber towels.
Yep, that's right. And it's real simple to use. Basically, you just want to use a couple ounces per wash load. This is a concentrate, so it doesn't take a whole lot. And it's going to restore these so they're soft and gentle to the finish, and that's exactly what you want. And they get plenty of use out of them.
No, what are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? I'm going to make a pass.
Hold on.
All products featured on today's program are available from Autogeek.net.